Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Unlaced podcast. First off, just want to thank all the listeners, the subscribers out there for joining in and sharing this journey with us. You guys are absolute stars. And today we have a star in himself, the big fella, Tommy Sheridan, who I'm a bit disappointed I don't get the cream suit that I've seen you wearing
I saw that.
quite regularly. But, mate, how you going?
Nah, good. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me. And to be honest, I haven't said anything yet. Love your T-shirt.
Do ya?
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything before the show. Say it on live. You're looking grouse, mate.
Mate, I'll have to give this a plug then, because this is from Vintage Mode, who a guest we had on here previously, Shandor Earl.
Okay.
He's got his own vintage tea company.
Yeah. Oh, they're just booming. Everyone has. And
Mate, he's on fire. He actually told me, because they advise you get a large. If you're a medium, you get a large.
Yeah.
And I went and got a large, and I'm like, mate, I got one. He's like, oh, awesome. I told him I got a large. He's like, no, that's too small. Doesn't fit our style. So I'm like, oh, shit.
Nah, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Good tea. But
I just got sent some stuff as well, actually, while we're plugging it. ORTC. Yeah, the boys just dropped their winter collection. So
bloody hell.
It's that cold outside, man.
It is, Melbourne.
I need to go. I got the New York collection, and you just go over there, buy all the jackets and then just tuck them away. So, looking sharp, mate, and thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
No, pleasure. And I guess describing you is a bit of a challenge for me, because you're quite spread across a few industries and obviously renowned for being an AFL footballer, but you're a bit of a business mogul entrepreneur as well. I mean, what do you run with? Are you kind of taking all at the moment? Or?
No, I wouldn't say I'm any of them. Mate, I don't know about all of them, but I've definitely done a bit off field, and you can see I've just dabbled in a bit of everything and all over the shop. But footy's obviously, I guess, university wasn't for me. Tried, a bit like school, love school, but probably for the wrong reasons. Just used to probably annoy people in class and not do my work. But so studying, and went to uni and obviously tried, dropped out to start the sunglass brand, and then just dabbled in other things throughout. We were chatting off air about travel, just kind of opened your mind and eyes to things, and you always have a new idea, and wouldn't say flavour of the month. It's just you do understand how hard it is to launch a product. So I've got plenty of other ideas, but bringing them to life whilst playing footy is quite hard. So
I know. Which we're going to talk on, because it's a fascinating industry that you're in, and obviously running a business simultaneously whilst being a pro athlete is something we'll definitely talk about. But have you always been quite the adventurous type, or sort of very open-minded to a lot of things? Obviously, you segmented yourself to being a footballer for so long.
I reckon I was just a footy nuffy when I just lived and breathed it from a youngster. I'd be like, I'm going to get, in my head, I was always kind of getting drafted, in terms of, I didn't think I'd get drafted, but I was going to give it everything. If it meant no homework and more kicking in the backyard, which is not what I advised, but it's what I did. I kind of put all the eggs in the basket. And then I reckon once Ross Lyon was good, he was really big on off-field development. And I remember getting picked up and realising didn't really try at school, so the score wasn't that good. So then went and did diplomas and went to uni, and that's where I worked out, I reckon, what I was good at and what I really, really liked, and that's where I kind of started the Sunnies brand.
Okay.
With a bit of inspiration from I saw Brandon Ellis launching his Uncle Jack watch.
That's right.
Was just chatting to him, and he was loving it, and because I like people, and using the boys that play the game, I guess, to help you out with plugging the product and getting it off the ground. I did that and just started having so much fun meeting so many people and talking about all random things that start with footy and then business, and then next minute you're just catching up and talking crap.
Yeah, well, it's weird, because it's like once you kind of probably got a bit of a sense of this is actually, there's more to footy. There's these conversations, starting looking at these products, doing this other side of business. It's actually, this gives me a similar feeling to being an athlete, or maybe even more. So it's kind of nice that you're not just sort of a one-trick pony as well, which I always am a big believer in athletes starting a business while they're playing, because I'm like, you got a platform, and it's something when I look back and I'm like, fuck, I wish I did that then, because it made more sense. It probably would have been easier. But for those that don't know Tommy Sheridan, a superstar bloke, as you'll learn throughout this podcast, but an 8-year AFL man, so got drafted back in 2011 to the Fremantle Dockers at pick 16. More recently, joined the Greater Western Sydney Giants and recently retired. So I guess since retirement, and we'll go into your AFL journey, obviously, because it's a key component of your last 10 years of life. But what have you been doing, I guess, post-retirement? How are you spending your time now?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. You robbed me there. 9 years, mate.
Sorry, mate. They all count.
Although last year shouldn't have counted because I did nothing.
That's right. There's an asterisk on that.
And no, it's been hard.
Yeah.
The transition's been tough.
Yeah.
I don't know how you found it, but I've obviously I'm working for myself, which comes with even more challenges. Like it's not easy. It's really tough. But to go from being told where to be, what to do, quite a rigorous, like the pre-season program and then in season, vigorous. It's tough. And I've gone from like that to now, I can do my own thing around my own clock. And it is hard to get motivated to get back. Like even the gym, like I'm no good in the gym anyway, mate, but I need to get back in there.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like, you got to get up extra early. You got to find the time. I'm just still trying to find routine, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is the discipline because there's no one cracking the whip on you to be a certain place at a certain time but yourself now.
Yeah, and it's easy to have a beer during the week so I don't have to be up for training. And
Correct.
I can't really use that as an excuse. So it's pretty hard to say, oh, nah, mate, you feel kind of bad. So even that probably, few red wines here or there during the week, happening way too much. Just routine, just all over the shop if I'm honest. But no, I found it good. Obviously, you got the Sunglass brand is the full-time gig. I've got one business partner and a fair few people that were external that help us out. He's in Perth, so that's another challenge. I just got back there, so I was there that's why I had to cancel on you, mate. So sorry about that.
I didn't plug that, but Tommy did leave me in the lurch a few weeks ago. But the good man turned up today, so we appreciate it.
So I took that trip when the borders, when we're allowed into the state.
Yep.
We're there for about half a month, so going through. I think I hadn't seen him for 2 years. I caught up with him for a walk last year, but hadn't actually spent time with him for like 2 years, so it's pretty hard just in that. But so just all that kind of stuff, and just trying to find a bit of routine and get used to Melbourne, mate. It's pretty cold out here.
I know. We're just saying off air. You've played your first footy game back for a while, and you're a bit sore and a bit stiff.
I've committed to the Collegians footy club in the VAFA, so great blokes and got some good friends down there, and I do apologise. I've kind of been down there for like 1 or 2 sessions and then played on the weekend. I've embarrassed myself and my family. To be honest. I didn't realise, how much training you need to just be able to go all right. I was horrendous. I wish they gave worse on ground just so I could collect it and say, it's kind of made me a bit more motivated, to be honest, how poor I was.
Oh, gosh. Well, we were speaking off air because from what I know of you as a footy player, everyone I've spoken to has always said you've been an elite runner and had an elite engine. And I guess it dates back a little bit to when you're at the Calder Cannons in the TAC Cup, which is pre-draft. And I believe when you were going through that sort of draft camp and cycle to get drafted through, I guess, the combine stuff that they run, that you're in the top 2% of the beep test. So you've always been a natural runner. Can you take me back, I guess, a little bit to that time when you were sort of playing for Calder and then, I guess, coming up to the draft?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I've got some good stories there. Like look quite, say we're knuckleheads, me and a few of the boys from Calder Cannons, not realising, you get put under the spotlight a bit, and I guess from Riddles Creek you got a bit more character probably, and you're a bit up and about, and there's some funny interviews. I remember Essendon, because I'm a big Essendon fan.
Right.
Growing up, big James Hird, Matty Lloyd, used to love those boys and everyone else. And obviously Hirdy was coaching, and he wasn't in the interview, but I remember them saying, what are you going to do in the 3K? And no one had broken 10 yet, because I think that we hadn't done it yet. But if you break 10, you're flying. Yeah, and I'd never broken 10 in my life.
What's that a K like? Just over 3 minutes?
It'd be 3:20 a K.
That is rapid.
So I said I'd break 10 for him, and then I think I just went out. I went wild in the beep. I think it was it's a high, I think it's 15. I can't remember what I did. It was too long ago. But won the 3K, and I did a 9:57, and I thought I was absolutely humming. And then the race after was Will Hoskin Elliott and Brad Hill, and they went they're super. And I've seen Brad's data because we played together, and he's a freak. Him and Ed Langdon, I've seen their GPS report, and it's just
not human.
It's not human. Nah, they just sprint and run all day. It's a perfect combo. But they did 9:52, and I think you got like $500 cash. I was filthy, mate.
Hell.
I think Nav gave away a little prize, but so that was my strength. That was it, Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably So I'd got a right peg and run all day. But hey, mate, it's repeat. You want the repeat, I reckon.
Yeah.
And the speed. If you got speed, you're laughing.
Yeah, oh, brilliant. When we talk about back in that draft camp period, I mean, what were the interviews like? I can imagine they'd be pretty daunting as a young kid meeting some AFL clubs.
Yeah, they were, and I was in a weird position because I was ranged 19 to 28. Ended up going 16, which is probably a bit early, but I had about 14 interviews, and I remember one of them.
A lot.
Yeah, it was a few, and then one of them was with Hawthorn, and it was chockers. Like there was so many people in the room, and just before the interview, Billy Longer lost his mobile phone, and I'm mates with him, so I picked it up and put it in my pocket. And I definitely didn't carry my phone around, and if I did, it was on silent.
Oh no!
So I'm in the interview, and they're interviewing me, and because I remembered that I left my phone in my hotel room, I knew that it wasn't my phone, or so I thought. So I'm like getting interviewed, and this phone's ringing, and I'm like, it's ringing out, and I'm like talking over it, and they're all looking at me like there's 10 blokes, and I think there's a psychologist. They're looking at me like, what is wrong with this bloke? And I'm looking at them like, any of you bastards going to open and answer that phone? And anyway, so it stopped ringing, and I kept going, and I answered another question, and the phone rings again, and I just had to say, look, guys, like, any chance of you guys answering the phone?
Oh no!
And they're like, mate, it's yours. And I was like, oh, it is too. I'm like, oh, and they had no idea that it was Billy Longers. So they're going, what is wrong with this bloke?
Oh no!
And I went, anyway, as I look at it, I think it was like Jack Nunes or someone that I played Vic Metro with. I'm like, oh, can I answer this, guys? And they're like, yeah, mate, answer it. I'm like, Nunesy, how are you? I'm like,
Oh no!
mate, I'm in an interview with Hawthorn. I'll give you a call back. He's like, yeah, you got Billy's phone. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, see you, mate. Sorry, guys. And I had to
Did you explain it wasn't
yeah,
your
I
phone?
explained. I'm like, look, it's Billy Longer's phone. I think it was Billy Longer, but
Yeah.
I was explaining them to, and they were just like, what is going on?
They put a red mark through you. You could have been a 3-time premiership player.
Oh, I know. So absolutely butchered it there.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But nah, they're all pretty good. There's some weird questions, some normal questions, and you do know the recruiters by the end of it because you try to be as real as possible because they're going to hopefully pick you up and then welcome into the club. So
yeah, fair enough. Well, you ended up getting picked up, as you said, pick 16 back in 2011, which is quite a long time ago. But making the move to WA, you got picked up to Fremantle, and it's a bit of a, I guess, I don't know, the elephant in the room for most Melbourne boys is they're all a little bit sceptical and a bit reluctant to want to leave Melbourne. They're all hopeful to get a Melbourne team. I mean, what was that like for you moving to WA and joining the Fremantle Dockers? Yeah,
it was a huge shock. I had like a draft party at Riddles Creek. All my mates come around. It was almost like a dream come true because I was meant to go to Essendon and met Hurdy and Bomber Thompson and at the time and everyone else the day before. And I was very confident that I was going 19 to them. Wow. And I wasn't invited to the draft, so I knew that it was just outside of the first round or around the mark.
What's the first round cover? Is it 1 to...
Well, I think the first round's top 20.
Top 20?
Maybe 30. It was like more like the top 10's definitely invited to the draft so that they can get them on camera and all that. So they invited like the top 20. So I know Hayden Crozier, we're good mates. He was there and he ended up going pick 20. So it was like I was around the mark, but I knew that, I'm probably outside of that. So I was pretty confident that, I thought that Essendon would take me 19 and then they read my name out at 16 to Freo. And I was like, wow, like I didn't think they were going to take me. So it's a bit of I was stoked. Like I was so happy and couldn't wait. But I'd never been to WA, never been to Perth.
Wow, what a culture shock, mate.
Yeah, did my hammy like for before the game we played state. So I'd never been there. So I had no idea what I was walking into.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Mum was a bit like, Mum and Dad are sweet. They were happy as, but she was a bit flat that obviously I was going overseas, or Psycho going overseas.
Yeah, it's a 5-6 hour flight, right?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But looking back, I'm so happy it happened.
Mate, you went into an elite club in an elite time, and we're going to dabble into what it was like there, particularly under Ross Lyon. But when you look back on your time at Freo, I mean, you were there for 80% of your AFL career. So I can imagine there was many highs and lows. Is there anything that sort of stands out as?
There's so many. When I reflect, it's like you got a great core group of mates. You all get drafted. Like I was with Lockie Neal, Hayden Crozier, Cam Sutcliffe. Alex Forster and Hayden Sloyth and Sam Menegola and all those types. I've probably missed a few there, but Lee Spur as well. So, you know, you fast forward and, you know, you're all at another club.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the way it moves now. It's the first few years are pretty sweet. You get your crew. You become really tight with the boys. Then you start getting a game. We were very lucky. We had a great team, great system. And we had some success. We didn't get the ultimate success, but we were a really good team. And for like 3 or 4 years there, like you knew what you were getting. So they were highlights. Just every week we knew we were winning. Literally, it was like we're going to win, but how much and how are we going to play?
Yeah.
And then the last couple of years were pretty sour. They were just tough. They're rebuilding, cutting blokes, your mates. Everyone's leaving, trading, getting. You know, it was getting delisted, and I was on the end of it as well. So yeah, you kind of go through that kind of flow, and that was 7 years. So heaps of highs, heaps of lows, but an incredible experience, and one that I would never have got if I didn't go to obviously Freo with their first pick back in 2011 or what it was. So
yeah, bloody hell, mate. I actually think some ways like the development of the players that probably have to move out of home, there's probably a growth or maturity that comes quicker because you got to do more things that you probably would have if you were in your sort of cushion environment in Melbourne. But playing under Ross Lyon, was he the coach the whole time you were there?
No, my first year was his first year.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
What was he like?
Oh yeah, I've got no idea what he was like compared to anyone else.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, like, is this what it's like? Yeah, like I'm running 3Ks top 4 and I'm too fat, couldn't train. I'm going, how can't I train? I'm quicker than about 40 blokes.
Oh my God.
Like, mate, you're too fat. You'd need to be under 55 skin folds.
He looks intense.
No, looking like he's ruthless and all that kind of stuff. But like from team defence and systems and that, he's got his style of coaching and it works.
Yeah.
Now, like we didn't get there, but geez, he gave us a good chance and we all bought in. And so yeah, I'm very grateful for the experience and because he is quite hard, you do get I think I got the best out of myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, you're playing on a bit of anxiety and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
At one moment, I'm getting dropped, so like, you know, even though you do make mistakes, you're probably not as mentally well before a game.
Yeah,
but
right.
I guess I don't know, I felt pretty alive under him, and we had a great group of lads there, and it was such a good time. And yeah, he definitely is quite ruthless and brought an edge to the group.
Was he? There's rumours he was good for a spray.
Oh yeah, man!
Like quite brutal like that. I mean, were you ever on the end of any of those?
Heaps, bro, heaps. Oh mate, I was front and centre to most of them. I don't know. I reckon I was the whipping boy. I used to cop. Everyone got a good nudge. And that's the thing is, like, I reckon he knows he sprayed me a lot, but I reckon I responded to all of them as well. So. He used to kind of kick me into gear as well. He used to just spark you up. And it's funny how you do cop a spray and you respond. Does that mean that he needs to spray me again for me to respond? I think I kind of developed a nice pattern for him. But no, we've all copped sprays and they're good.
Yeah.
I think when they're spraying you, that means it's a good thing as well.
They
they're
care
not
about, yeah.
Yeah, if they're not talking to you, I've seen that as well.
That's
and it's
worse.
like, geez, I'd rather the spray.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Looking back now, like, who really gives a shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we all did. We all copped a spray. And as I said, that was because we had a good culture. Like, you could be winning, but you can win the wrong way as well.
Yeah.
So we used to get a spray after a win sometimes.
You know what? I talk about this sometimes when like people I speak to in the corporate world and they're like, oh, I'm working for a bad boss or a manager and I'm not enjoying life. I'm like, mate, try copping a spray from a footy coach that you got to see the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And be mates with. That puts hairs on your chest. And Ross Lyon was a pretty firm guy, but he was very successful as a coach. And I do want to jump to the 2013 season, which was, as you mentioned, Fremantle. You walked into an elite club, elite players, most notably Aaron Sandilands, Matthew Pavlich, Mundy, Steve Hill. There was electric team. And the 2013 grand final, I mean, you went so close to winning that against Hawthorn, which you were an emergency for, which must have been a bit of a...
I felt like I was skipper, mate. I was in the parade. I was waving at everyone like, who the fuck's that? Like, here you go, mate.
Oh, you'll see me tomorrow.
Yeah,
boys.
see you, mate. Warming up tomorrow. I think I even put the game day jumper on just
feel good.
So the mates thought I might have been a stiff. Mate, I was so young and raw. I just thought, oh, this is AFL. You know, you get to grand finals. Like I've always been. To be honest, looking back on my career, I won one at juniors. We were pretty good at school. Won one at Calder Cannons. Won the state. You know, back in AFL. Well, this is just how it is. You you got high standards and you hopefully get there. But the experience was unbelievable. The whole final series was amazing. I played in the one against. I was the sub against Geelong, and come on and did very little, but copped a big bump from Pops Kelly on the wing, and the boys got around me.
Oh, I love that.
Nearly knocked me out. First contest. I was like, beautiful. Russell loved that. Head over it.
And those are things going through your mind.
Oh, yeah. I was like, geez, that was good.
That'll go me some tickets.
Yeah, that's on Monday morning. Monday morning review. Put that one in the trademark meeting. And then Sydney. So we won that. So we had the week off, I think. Yeah, then we had a home game against Sydney.
Yeah.
And I got dropped for Michael Johnson, who was like all Australian. So and so I should have. And Chris Main, who I live with, he's like done a number to his back.
Oh no!
On the way to the game, like he was picking up Ryan Crowley. I think he like jumped stairs, and as he's landed, he's jolted his back and could not like he was having serious spasms and all this. And there was a meeting, like, Tommy, you're probably going to play, and I was like,
wait, is this for the grand final?
No, it's the prelim. And I'm like, holy shit. And it's not like sub. It's like, you're going to probably be playing.
Jesus.
I was like, holy shit. Like, emergency. I was mentally wasn't probably as switched on because it's pretty hard when you know you're not. I just got dropped. I was on, but I was pretty like, I was floating around, eating way more lollies, like getting a rub. Wasn't like, probably didn't do as many mental reps and all that mental imagery. I was kind of cruising. I was very excited as well for the boys. Yeah. And then their Manny's just made this miraculous comeback just about 5 minutes out. Remember the coach was like, close, son.
Oh, that hurts.
I was like, mate, you're teasing me. Serious blue balls, mate. Far out. Like, we had a meeting telling me I'm in, and then...
Oh, geez, the mental whirlwind with that.
And we smacked Sydney as well. Like, it was a good game. It was our brand of footy, like, on full display, I reckon. Like, pressure, Adam... And then we're in the granny, and then it was all in, and then the squad, and Michael Johnson hurt his calf. Well, it was tight, so like all week everyone's like, who's coming in, and if like, is he playing, isn't he playing? So I was like on edge all week, obviously. Yeah. So the whole experience was incredible. Obviously we come short, which sucked, but it was good.
After that prelim against Sydney, what was the feeling like in the group? I mean, were you guys confident you could pip Hawthorn at the post there?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good. I felt like we played well. It was
close. I mean, what was it? Less than 20 points in the end.
Yeah, it's hard to remember, but I know we missed a lot of opportunities early.
That's right.
Our style, I reckon, is harder working. Theirs was probably smarter with the ball. So looking back, I felt like they were probably a smarter footy team. I reckon we worked pretty hard, but it was hard. You don't really review. I've been at obviously 2 grand finals now, as even the Giants like a couple of years ago, but you don't review them after the game. Obviously, the season's done. So we reviewed it the next year. But it was weird. There's a lot of belief. We had there was a strong belief in the footy club. That was 2013. So that was 2 years of. I felt like we turned a corner the middle of the 2012. And
so was that Ross's second or third year as coach when you guys made the granny?
Second year.
He's just pretty quick turnaround from when he started.
Yeah.
He started the year before,
and the year before the boys lost in a semi, I reckon, to Adelaide. We beat Geelong. Yep. Pav lit it up. Our first quarter was like really good. And then we lost to Adelaide. But it was kind of like straight into it, like finals, and then 14 was finals. I think I wasn't playing then. We lost to Port, and then Hawthorn got us in a prelim in 15. So Hawthorn were just so good.
They were invincible, weren't they?
They were so good.
Bloody Golden State Warriors a few years ago. That was like Hawthorn's in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, still having nightmares about it.
When you look back on your time at Freo, because obviously I think it was what was it, 2017 or 2018 when I guess you got delisted.
What are we now? 21. So 18. I got the
2018. Yeah. So I mean, was there sort of any lessons you got out of the Fremantle journey that, because obviously getting delisted is one thing, and then you got picked up by the Giants, which we're going to tap into. But just looking on Fremantle as a journey, is anything there that just like you went in a boy, you come out a man? It must have been pretty crazy when you look back on it.
Yeah, I've reflected a little bit. Probably not enough. It's kind of like just go straight after the season. Yeah. But I went back there obviously for the business, and I see it differently now. And obviously I'm not playing, but yeah, it's a beautiful place. And when we were training in Fremantle, it was so good. Like it was just so grateful. Obviously, like you want, like anything in life, you always want more. But to just go righto, didn't work out at the end, but had some really good times and met so many good people. That's kind of all that goes through my mind a bit. Yeah. Because it was 7 years it's a long time when you think
Mate,
about
bloody
it.
oath. Yeah, it must have felt like that's your world now.
Yeah, and I kind of lived through the boys that are still playing. Like I'm really close with a lot of them. I'll do anything for all of them, and they know that. And, I'll keep in contact with not just Freo boys, but a lot of boys that play for other clubs now because you're not a competitor. Like,
that's
when you're talking to another guy, it's another team.
Yeah.
The perception of it doesn't look great.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't be hung. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's
the mateship. It's not.
Yeah, you do it, but you do it on the down low. We've always done that. You catch up for dinners or whatever. After a game. I remember. I remember actually speaking to Buggy once, and like, you just don't want to be the one smiling after a game after you've lost. So. I think it was Buggy or someone, and I was just like, mate, I haven't played that well, but I'll see you after the game for a beer. I'm like, mate, I can't smile because if the coach catches me, I'll probably get dropped. So, normally cracking gags and then after a game. So, yeah, I used to love just catching up with all the boys that we all grew up with through 16, 17 and 18 that all went far and wide across Australia to different teams. So yeah, looking back now, I'm actually enjoying watching the boys play.
Yeah, it's good. It's one of the hardest things leaving sport, and I'm sure you're experiencing it, but like that mateship, the camaraderie in a change room, you've obviously got it now still playing footy, but it just there's that element of like you can't really compare that to anything in life. And it's funny you mentioned that situation of like the tentativeness of when you're speaking to opposition players. Like the other week when I think it was round one, Collingwood played the Bulldogs and the Collingwood boy shook Treloar's hand before the game. It's like blew up in the media of like he's too soft, and he's like, fuck, it's a bit stiff, but that's just the kind of what you're talking about, essentially, right?
A little bit, and I think it's like before the game, you shake your hand, and like you literally could be best mates with the guy you're playing on the wing. Yeah. You look him in the eyes, good luck, mate. You kind of put this fake face on, not fake, but like footy game mode on, play the game. As soon as the game's done, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm a bit more of a lover than a hater, so that was what I probably struggle with. Is, some blokes can do it better than others. That white line fever. But yeah, it's you don't want to be caught smiling after a loss.
I can imagine, mate. So the move to the Giants, I mean, how did that come about? Obviously, the harsh news, you're not going to stay on at Freo.
Yeah, that's pretty fresh in my mind still. Like, got the flick from Freo. It was a bit stiff, I reckon.
Because before you left, that's when you played your most games in those last 2 or 3 seasons? Yeah,
I had a good stint, and then just the last year Freo was it was just a unique year. Like I was a little bit, I did like a soft tissue at the worst time. Didn't feel like I was playing that bad at all. And I kicked 9 goals for the year and played only like 13 and was playing very little game time, I thought, and didn't really have a position as well. Went from like half back to wing, and there's all little, did a midfield pre-season and then didn't work out, so got thrown back to another position, and other blokes obviously develop into the role. All those kinds of things made it quite difficult for the year. And then when I got in, it was like on the wing and started to feel like I was getting momentum. And then, at the end of the year, I was just surprised that I wasn't signed up yet, and it was quite... Mate, it was probably I even had like heaps of anxiety as well. Like I was in Europe and just could not stop thinking about it. Like I was like, because I didn't know. And it was probably looking back, I felt like they stitched me a bit with how long they dragged it out. Like 7 years of being at the football club cut me now, or
let you know earlier.
And I understand it's a business as well, and you're going to go through trade period and that. But I felt like it couldn't have been dragged out any longer. And I felt like I was in Melbourne. When I got the call, it was from Peter Bell as well, who's the new GM, who I had met, but essentially had never met while he was in the role. So I get a call, I'm in Melbourne, hey mate, do you want to come in Monday? I'm like, well mate, I'm in Melbourne, so probably not. I was like, if you're going to cut me, because I knew Cam Sutcliffe just got the cut, just cut me now. And he goes, I'll give you a call back. Oh, no. And I felt sorry for him as well, because he's cutting me in.
Doesn't know you.
Doesn't even know me. And then I got the call, and it was shattering. But and the hardest part was, and I haven't really said much, but I love the people at the footy club. I love the players.
Yeah.
I love the fans.
Yeah.
I love going to the functions, and there's all these old ladies that we used to go catch up with at functions, and I met a lot of people away from the footy. I wanted to say thank you. I didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I don't think everyone does, but even BNF night, I went there knowing I had no contract and probably knew I was going to get the flick. I would have loved them to get me up, to list me on the spot, so I can thank everyone.
Bloody oath.
And that was what was really hard to move on.
Yeah.
And you can ask any Freo fan, I might have been a spud at times or whatever, but I gave everything in myself at anything that, required a player to give back to the community. So not to be able to say goodbye or thank you, even today, it
hurts a bit.
It does hurt a little bit, and that's just the way it is, though.
Yeah.
So that was quite tough, to be honest, and I'm very grateful the Giants gave me another opportunity, and then I went through a phase of injuries, which I'd never had in my career, literally none really. So then I got a call about a week later. There was like a free agency for delisted players, and I got snapped up pretty quickly. And that was good because it was like all that pain of going through the waiting and then getting cut and then getting the call. It was like the best feeling in the world. It was like a second chance. Very unlucky. That's life. But very grateful for the second chance. And I got to meet so many good people once again. It's a great footy club.
Yeah, it is.
Gave me a look at 2 different clubs, 2 different styles, 2 different coaches, completely different. It was awesome.
Yeah. And it's funny, right? You touch on that, and it's something most athletes go through, and that appreciate you sharing that, because that would be hard, especially being connected. Going there as a kid, and you've gone in with a bunch of young boys, and then the way you've sort of come out, it wasn't the best, but I'm sure you look back in your time with positivity, and no doubt the fans would still love you in every way, shape or form. And I saw you as a personality around a club. I reckon you'd be a ripper. So, mate, I'm sure they're still thinking of you in a strong manner. But when you sort of reflect back on your time at the Giants, and I say this with tongue in cheek, but you mentioned like you commissioned more FIFA games than you played footy games, and we'll get into that. But like, I mean, obviously there was a challenging period for you there as well. And was this around the time you started looking at, I guess, the business that you've got now, or what was sort of keeping you busy? Because being injured for a long part of something and living in another city, it's quite taxing, and not everyone knows that. So going through that journey is probably not easy.
No, it's not. But I guess being a new player, even though I was mature, I actually got there when the first to 4 year guys were training for pre-season. So I got to meet them without the older boys. And I feel like even when I was going through that, you're probably a bit more chirpy, and then all the big boys rock up, back in your So I felt like I got to meet them boys and good mates with them, and then obviously the older guys coming. I kind of knew most of them. I was good mates obviously with Toby through our state stuff, and we're younger, and we always kept in contact. And I knew Kyle. I knew heaps of the boys already. Beautiful. So I felt comfortable around and Matty DeBoer, obviously I played heaps of footy with, and we went through the same thing. I was just trying to follow his footsteps really. So I'd be sitting in his pocket a bit. Yeah. And I used to be a bit of a larrikin at Freo, and I think they knew that, and Matty knew that. So I was going to bring as much as I could to the group. You want to gain their respect. So I had the pre-season, then I started just going through all this calf stuff, mate. Got an injury and then tore the tendon my first game, and what's going on? That was a real bad one. And best thing about having something away from footy, you use it as a distraction. And this is probably like the thing now. Like I've got the business, I need something else to distract me. It's why I probably played footy. It's like the reverse. Yeah. But so I had the sunglass brand, and then, little things you do around the club. Could have probably done more because I was always injured. But that's when we started doing FIFA comps and stuff that the club would allow you to do internally, and they get right around it as well. It was so much. It was very good fun. You mentioned Toby Green, and I do have a little birdie that knows Toby, and there was rumour that you guys used to live together. Is that correct? When you were in... Yeah, me and Tobes lived. He looked after me when I was there, yeah. Yeah, so, and apparently... don't know why, but he was renting a place, although he's probably got a contract where he could buy multiple houses. But you had a bit of a dodgy landlord, and there's a rumour that she ran a very tight ship that you boys didn't like. Oh, mate. I shouldn't rag her, should I? Oh, it's hard work, mate. It's hard work. We're living in Point Piper, just a pristine spot, which I found out. Probably shouldn't have been there, but I hope she's going well. But there's some unique situations that would arise. Yeah. It was good. It was a bit of a running gag, and I've said it on other podcasts and that before, but she just ran her own show, the landlord. Yeah, fair to say she followed you up on a few payments, and I think I have heard the story where you talked about putting the garbage in the wrong bin, and she let you know about it from the garden. Apparently. I think your garbage was in the wrong bin once, and it was on the kitchen bench. She'd walked in the house and left it on the bench. Me and Toby going, "Did you do this?" Like, oh no! Who the fuck put that there? Yeah. There's heaps of stuff like that. But we had a great little apartment, and very grateful he looked after me when I got there, and it was a good time in Sydney, especially the first year without the COVID, and we really, I felt like we really lapped up the spot we're in, and I got to see Sydney. He was really good at showing me around, and I felt like I saw Sydney in a year, which would have taken some young guys 4 or 5 if you're living out west a bit. Right. Okay. Yeah. As you speak of, I guess the year before COVID at the GWS, and this probably touches on a little bit of your entrepreneurial side and the
the open-mindedness and the go-getter mentality that you have, which I think we're going to elaborate on a bit more now. But the Lockdown League, and for those that don't really understand what that was, can you explain, as being the commissioner of the Lockdown League, can you explain what the hell that was? And
Still trying to work it out myself. Oh, mate, we were sprinting. All right, so obviously no one would know that's listening probably, but Victoria went into serious lockdown. Sydney was, I think they were in a lockdown as well, but it was very lenient. You could, get out and about a bit. And the whole AFL was like, we were done. And this is like literally my luck. Like I just got back from a 12-week calf program.
God.
And they're like, you're ready to go, return to play. And then there's industry shutdown for 12 weeks. I was like,
no.
You are kidding.
No.
That's just my luck when I was at the Giants with injury. So I thought, on a serious note, like Victoria's struggling. I'm from Victoria. We should set up a virtual FIFA comp and I'll make it elite. I was like, I'll do what I've done, at blokes' houses, at the footy club. We'll get some big names, big characters, and we'll get a prize. And the boys from Dough Store chucked in like $2,000 and there's a few other things going on. And
wow.
I was scrambling. I was like, how can I just beef this up? But also like, how can we make it as elite as possible?
So like an online league for FIFA and
So
you have representatives from different clubs playing each other.
Yeah, so ideally I was trying to get 18 footy clubs involved without going through their managers. Like, why would you? Like,
Yeah,
I've
why
made
do
to
you
most
need
of
to?
them. So I was trying to go through blokes that love FIFA, bit of character, blokes that actually like rate themselves, so they're trying. And I wanted 2 fans in there as well, just to like throw a spanner.
Okay.
And then from there, I said the rules were you can go any team because I felt like blokes play better with their own team. So I was like, no excuses. I think it was 5-minute halves, knockout, 32-man, like knockout.
You're kidding.
Yeah. It's just
So you
knockout.
lose, you're out, you win, you go to the next stage. Like the World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup. And I'm like, this would be grouse. And then I was like, how the fuck do we do this? So like we set up, all the boys got a headset. We organised some headsets for the boys. And they took ages, man. Like Ozpost was just getting smashed.
Oh, at that time of year, COVID. Yeah, I can imagine.
But whilst that was happening, it was actually a great excuse because I was scrambling. Like we were trying to get as much going on as possible. So with a small team we assembled, we had to get boys on Twitch. They were using their phones. So what we were doing, and Abba's the great man. He's the guru from the Giants. He's obviously, the industry shut down. Obviously, he was still working, so we were scrambling, but he was bringing, I don't know, OBS is the system. The great man behind me would understand probably, but he's bringing like the Zoom camera onto this system and putting it in a spot. Then he was like getting someone to use I needed good internet as well, and there's dramas there.
Right.
And then we're going share play from someone's PlayStation.
Goodness
and he's
gracious.
grabbing all of this and then putting it on the internet live. So like at the start we pre-recorded because I was like, boys, you can swear, you can say whatever you want. I'm going to filter out anything just to see because obviously blokes carry on a bit.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the tournament, everyone wanted it live. So we had to work out a way to go live. So we went through Twitch and
Jeez.
it was on YouTube as well if anyone wanted to see it. But we were just trying to put on a show for people at home that was so bored. And that was the whole purpose behind it. So yeah, it was like the esports. I guess.
I don't think anyone's done anything like that.
It was like entertainment. It was like entertainers, athletes, artists, and anyone else at home. So then I got 2 fans. We did a fan comp, and obviously one of the fans was Kit Luchev, the great man. I still remember him so well. He's like paired him up with Steel Sidebottom, and he was like, he's a big West Coast man.
Oh no!
Because they beat him in the granny, he's like full serve and Steel, and Steel's like, what the fuck
is this bloke?
So he wore he dressed up as Steel, so he wore like his bald cap and like.
Oh no, golden.
Oh no! Did he dress up? No, he didn't dress up as Steel. He dressed up as someone else that I can't remember from West Coast, and
Let him know about it.
Yeah, but then Steel smacked him. It was just good, but they're the kind of there's so much banter going on, and the boys that all were involved were all like they're just the best blokes and made it run so well, and yeah, it was good fun, and we had the. And then I was like, it was full integral, but at the end, like we had McDonald's sponsoring the tournament.
That is unbelievable.
And the West Coast boys are sponsored by Hungry Jacks. So I couldn't use their image. So I was kind of like, I remember Toby was in the prelim against, I Oscar Allen, and I was like, mate, you just got to smack him for me because I can't promote.
You're like Dana White. I need to promote something.
I'm like, mate, you need to win this, mate. I can't be promoting. Anyways, in the end, the two West Coast boys win. So I was like promoting these black singlets and Jakey Waterman, like ripping fellas, and Oscar ended up winning. And yeah, I was like, because Toby's like in my living room while I'm commentating at the back, like I'm going, fucking switch on, mate.
Oh God.
But it was great. And then the boys won, and we'll do it again as well. Like I'd like to do it in person so the boys can kind of like chirp each other.
Yeah.
And then we ended up doing that again in doing an NBA 2K one in the hub, and mate, that was hard work.
Yeah.
I was like injured, hard life, moving, trying to do this stuff with blokes with similar situations, moving, shit internet, meetings popping up. Like,
I was about to say, did this ever cross roads with like footy management? Because I can imagine they wouldn't want that coming into,
Nah, I'm trying to be as professional as well, but I was like, I had Ricks as well. I was like, just completely like, I was like, how do I do this? And we're doing it well, but if someone was like, Liam, I was saying before, like Liam would call a meeting, boys, like, meeting, like be there in 15 minutes because we're all in hotels like together. There's no you're not allowed out. There's no excuse. So I was like, man, I'm live doing this doing this competition. I'm like running away from them. I'm literally running away. Like we all had to be there, just praying nothing would go wrong. Like
no.
We just sprinted the whole time, and it was good fun. Cam Rayner ended up winning the 2K tournament. We did like a 16-man bracket, but they all got a team in the lottery.
Like the playoffs.
Yeah, so I got them all in a Zoom meeting, and we did like a live
That
draft.
is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. Looking back, I was like, what the fuck was I doing?
It's one of the great things to watch because anyone who was around watching this, like you... I loved how you called yourself the Commissioner because, and you literally you wore a suit to like most out. You commentated in a suit, and like you took this to a new level. The part you played was gold.
Yeah, I was just trying to add as much mayo as possible onto it, make it look as good as we could do. But it's good fun. Like, definitely do it again. Love to do it in person, not online. Obviously, go live online. But like I was saying to you, I'd love to set up like another tournament with a big prize and a charity element to it, and really see who the best is, and do it in a studio.
It'd be awesome.
We haven't done much since with it, so we have to do it again.
Mate, watch this space, everyone. The Commissioner of the esports gaming world is going to be back, and he's got some big announcements, no doubt. I do want to jump into a little segment because we are going to go into the Rick's Eyewear because it is an amazing business. But we did trial a segment last week with Ryan Grant from Sydney FC, which got some good feedback, and it's essentially a quick 5-5. So we get some of the listeners to shoot in some questions of what they want to know. Pretty much within the title, you've got to go roughly instinctively with what comes to mind. Nothing too out of the ordinary for you. So we'll run through those and we'll give it a crack. So, most memorable moment as an AFL player, good or bad?
Probably getting drafted, to be honest.
Can't beat that.
First game.
Pick 16.
First sausage. Actually, not first. Probably the first sausage at home. Yeah.
Yeah. The crowd just going nuts.
Just kicking sausages in front of 40,000.
Yeah, well, that's just not normal, is it? Like, what the hell is
even
that?
just getting the ball in the crowd, just going wild. Like, even to this day, I'm like, geez, I miss it.
Yeah, it's that's
been a long time as well.
You can't replace that, mate. That's one of the big things I talk about a lot. But you've only played for a couple, but best coach you played for?
Yeah, so Ross is obviously, I've only really been coached by Ross.
Yeah, which, I mean, most people would probably pick him anyway.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. Best player you have played with or against? You played with some elite ones and you played against the best.
I think Fifey's the most talented I've seen. Stephen Hill as well, when I got there. I've just seen them blokes do stuff I can't do and never will be able to do.
Yeah, Fife Brownlow medalist, fair answer.
Yeah, them boys are so talented.
Yeah.
And Stephen Hill, unfortunately, like he's going through injuries now as well. He's like me, never had an injury, and poor bugger's going.
He's a superstar to watch.
Mate, I've never seen someone so smooth.
Yeah,
like,
quick,
silky. Like, yeah, he's a star.
Yeah. All right. Anyone knows Tommy Sheridan loves a beer. Favorite beer for a hot day in the sun? What's your go-to?
I kind of just smack Coronas with lime, man.
Coronas and lime?
But like just a lager. I just love a lager.
Lager.
Like, has to be a lager.
Yeah.
And then vodka limes after that.
yeah. Once you get to 7 or 8, can't keep going.
6 beers and then get me on the vodka limes. Getting fat.
Yeah, you're like me. All right, this is a good one, particularly from where you're from, Victoria, and obviously you're into another space now, but we'll try to date this back to maybe pre-draft or your early days as an AFL footballer. But if you weren't a footballer, what would you have been?
Oh, it's a good question, man.
You're a bit of a serial entrepreneur now, but I mean, you can't really say that as a 20-year-old.
Nah. Nah, I got no idea, man. I read that.
Nothing.
It's tough, man. I'm trying to think really quick for you here as well. But
Well, let's go. Well, you've turned out to be the commissioner of.
I think when I was a kid, I was like, I'll just play PlayStation if I don't make it. So I'm kind of like,
You kinda
I won't play, I'll organise.
You're operating
comps.
it.
Yeah. No idea. That's kind of me though. Like, I just love being around people. So anything in that kind of space. So I always like marketing as well. So,
Yeah. Okay.
kind of doing a little bit of that stuff now.
There you go. The Unlaced Quickfire 5 with Tommy Sheridan. We've touched on a couple of times, I guess, the entrepreneurial background, and particularly a few people are probably thinking, why are we talking about sunglasses and sunglass brands? But for those that don't know, Tommy co-founded, I should say, with his mate Rick's Eyewear, which is a modern day sunglass company for, I guess, the male and female. He's jumped on right now. Look at that. How good is that?
The old tan Melrose, baby.
The tan Melrose, where have they come from? I have not seen them all podcasts. He's just brought them out at the right time. Mate, can you tell us a little bit about Rick's and how that started?
Yeah, they're unreleased, mate. A little sample there. I like that colour.
There you go.
Yeah, it started, like I said to you, I needed to do something outside of footy. That's something that the footy club are really big on, doing something outside. And went to uni and started doing a unit on marketing. And I was like, this is not it. Like, it was like magazines. And I mean, they're still kicking, but from what I'd heard from a few mates doing stuff in the e-com side of things and online, I was like, I want to start my own kind of brand and give it a go. And then, with the fierce Australian sun in WA and even me, I didn't really have any sunnies. I didn't really know many Australian brands. This is 2015. I had a mate that I met there that I'm business partners with, Cohen, and we discussed at length what it looks like and what it'd be, and pretty quick to snap up the idea of sunglasses and just making like premium sunglasses for a really affordable price. And you obviously there's a lot of competitors out there, but really pride ourselves on how we the materials we use to make, and trying to be the best in the market at that the 179 189 sweet spot. So did that, and it was great, man. I learnt so much away from footy. I reckon my footy went downhill after this. It's like giving away too much time. I was getting so driven to get it to the same standard, and obviously so much work that goes into it.
Bloody oath.
So, we launched in 2016. Our 5th birthday is this September, I believe. Yeah,
Crazy.
So time has flown, but it's been a good journey.
Mate, not too many. It's a beautiful looking sunglass, might I add. I'm going to have to get myself a pair.
Yeah. Mate, wait there. I don't come in empty-handed.
There we go.
I mean, they're good enough.
Look at this.
Good enough for OBJ, mate. Good enough for you,
this
brother.
is what I was going to... Oh, mate, you're an absolute rock star. I'm going to put these on right now. But this is what I want to touch on, mate. I really do appreciate this. Look at this. Bloody oath. How good is this, folks? We've got a pair of Rick's Eyewear. Oh, there's the case.
Yeah, so there's
the sunnies in here, guys. Look at this.
Got the champagne orbits for you, mate.
Champagne. I do like me champagne. Yeah.
Champagne showers there. So,
oh, beautiful.
I've actually set up a discount code as well for all the listeners.
Give these a plug.
So if anyone else wants a pair, there's 25% off at checkout. Use the code TheUnlaced.
There we go, guys. The checkout code TheUnlaced. We'll drop that in the show notes when we release it. Mate, these are beautiful. Look at this, mate. I feel good.
I feel
very good. Jeez, you've gotten a bit prettier now. Mate. Yeah. But this is actually what I wanted to touch on. It's like not too many people have founded a product and then had absolute mega superstars rocking them. And just to name a few, Odell Beckham, Margot Robbie. There's been a couple of Victoria's Secret models that I've seen. I mean, getting that reach and recognition, that must be from an idea starting in WA because the hot sun.
Yeah.
Pretty unique.
Yeah, man. Like it's just like that's probably that's so much fun when someone wears them. It's a really high profile. It's a great way to it's good to just sit there in Australia and obviously don't know those people, but they're wearing them because they like them. And there's mutual connections to all of them, and they all eventually to see them wear the product it's amazing because they obviously get sent, everything and anything.
Yeah, bloody oath.
And like OBJ, I'm a big NFL man, but to see, he's one of the most stylish guys in the game.
Did you target these guys, or did you just by sort of?
Yeah, I guess you target them, but also like, you know, when you hear someone, like if you said, I know this guy, I'd be like, well, mate, here's a couple of pairs, like, and keep them for yourself. Like, if he likes them, he likes them. If he doesn't, no worries. You know, you got to have a little Hail Mary there.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, a few of them are paid off, and it's just so much. It's just so rewarding when you get a paparazzi shot and you're like, yeah.
Wow, that's gold.
That's mad.
Yeah. Did that, like, obviously without going to the depth of the balance sheets, but did that impact sales, like, dramatically? I mean,
I think more
that?
brand awareness, to
brand
be honest.
Awareness,
yeah, I'll be honest. It's not a, I don't think it, well, it's hard to track. Yeah, like if everyone else is buying them because of that, there's they're one of our most popular styles, and we had them since we started. So we had 6 styles when we started, and it's not all like, obviously that's the biggest highlight of Rick's really is, you know, all the things coming to life and people wearing them. There's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. There's a bumpy ride, you know, it's not easy. So them things are really, really cool to sit back and maybe have a beer and just have a chat about how cool this really is.
Yeah.
But in terms of sales, it's really hard to really track because you don't have, they're not really putting them up and tagging and all that kind of stuff and codes and all that. But yeah, everyone I speak to wants the ones that they wear. So you can definitely see that they're trendsetters and people want to follow them with their fashion.
Mate, that's awesome. I'm absolutely wrapped with this, by the way.
No, pleasure, mate. Obviously, on the house, yeah.
I'm going to write, he charges me after full price.
Send the invoice out.
No, but we spoke of this off air. We were both kind of in agreement of like operating a business whilst you're currently being a pro athlete. There's benefits to with obviously having something to get away from, you know, the footy field on and, you know, give your brain something else to focus on when things are going great or not so well. Like operating a business whilst playing football, what was that like for you? I mean, how did you manage that? Obviously, you were learning on the fly as well.
Yeah, I mean, very grateful for my business partner who does a lot of the logistics and stuff that I'm not really good at, the admin and that. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like when you start, every lead, someone's like, you should chat to him. You should chat to him. And I love that. But a lot of them, some of them don't go anywhere and you don't. And I feel like sometimes, but a lot of them do as well. But you are consistently just trying to learn, like just, you know, give me more. What else should I do? How can I get better speaking to other people in the same industry, doing your thing? There's a million jobs to be done. You obviously run, you know, you've only got so many hands on deck and time. So like anyone that started a small business, it's seriously tough. And I can relate to all of them. And even through COVID, like we're mainly online, but we had a wholesale retail focus. So we were trying to get into as many stores and we did all the work for it and then boom, you know, and that's just the way it is. There's always something just pops up. It's never as smooth as you want it to be. And but yeah, it's definitely kept me. I mean, you'll talk about mental health in sport and in life. It's definitely given me something away from my job. Yeah. Because I'd get dropped all the time. I'd get sprays all the time. I get told I need to be better all the time. So it's like, okay, you process, you go there, you keep working hard. And then when you walk out of the club, if you don't have anything else, you're thinking about, fuck, I need to get that ground ball next week, or I'm going to get dropped next week, or I need to be better this week. Well, you can just check out and you go, right, what do we need to dive in here? And then it's completely different vibes. Like everyone's up and about, you're in the fashion space, you're kind of designing new sunnies.
Talking to different people. Like real artistic people, creative people, people from different jobs. You don't really, you know, you kind of, it's a good way to distract yourself without even thinking. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely very tough, but it's rewarding and it opens your eyes. I really see a lot of players that have so much potential in life after footy, but I think they could start a bit earlier and they don't have to go too hard, but they should put their, you know, they should dabble a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think by starting your own business, you do see and appreciate other people that are doing well. Yeah. And when you go to a function, and you sit next to a guy, whether it's, you know, whoever it is, doesn't matter. You ask them, how's business? And you go, well, you know, and you actually have genuine questions. You're not like, oh, yeah, sick. Like you don't
can relate.
Yeah, you can relate. You're like, got empathy for them. You actually understand what they're going through. You can see why they're tired, you know?
Yeah. Those bags under your eyes. They're not from the beers, mate. They're from the spreadsheets.
Yeah, he's at a function drinking champagne at night. How you going, mate? Oh, mate, yeah, been better, yeah. But, yeah, you can see, you just relate. And it's good just to be able to relate to them, different industry, more things to talk about.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably one thing that helped as well, being able to talk about something else away from footy.
Yeah,
because we spoke earlier, like I started to lose passion for footy at the very end of my career.
Yeah.
Very passionate about a lot of other things. So they're the topics you want to talk about, not the ones you're not passionate about. So,
definitely.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah, when you were at Western Sydney, I can imagine, or the Greater Western Sydney Giants, I should say, I can imagine obviously those 2 years injury interrupted seasons would have been challenging. Mentally, obviously, physically, it took a toll on you. And I've been in that position, so we were speaking off air, like the anxiety as sort of a person who's a little bit defined by sport. When that's not going well, you're like, fuck, here we go. But do you reckon like having Ricks there was like just kept you sort of going, like your sort of frequency? And
it was good to know that I've got something, because by the end I was like last year was a tough year for me. Like literally, do it as quick as you can. You got like, I've had a calf issue for the first year, and I still just got to the squad. I was one out of the squad for the grand final, but amazing experience for the year, right? And I was pretty down. I'm like, I was like, I've never been injured before. Dealing with that, come back pre-season, just jump on the end, bit tight in the calf still, had a good off-season, like trip, mentally ready to go again. Nick like the outside of my calf, like on your shin, like a weird ass spot, yeah? They're like, we think your leg's still not strong enough because the tendons, all the muscles aren't working around it.
Yeah.
They recommended a 12-week calf program. I did that, right?
Yeah.
I was losing my mind in that. In the middle of that, my uncle passed away. Like, got a tiny family, right? That happened. I was like, wow.
Rocked the world. Yeah.
Rocked the world, man. Like, rocked my whole family.
Yeah.
Rocked everyone. And the Resilience Project, like, I tucked into that. And it was really good. I was in good areas. Like, started doing the GEM, gratitude, empathy, mindfulness, all that kind of stuff. So I got myself back. 12 weeks down. Calf program. I'm starting to train with the boys. Lost a little bit of touch. Coming back. And then industry shut down. Another 12 weeks. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm training on my own. That's when I launched Lockdown League. Another distraction. Come back. Ended up playing. I got back and played against Hawthorn. And it was a weird game, shorter game. Couldn't get near it, man. Ended up getting dropped. And then probably would have come in the next week. And I did my hammy because it was like,
oh no,
like weird as a soft tissue probably recovery. Missed that. And then you're in hubs. And then that hub experience was like when I was starting to go through all that, like, geez, is it worth it? All that kind of stuff. So it was good to have something outside. To be able to like find some time to do, just distract the mind, because it was a hectic year last year, man.
Provide you that balance. I mean, can you speak to us about some of the designs you do? Because I can imagine the detail and the timing of doing this would be quite consuming.
Oh yeah, like I just did a design. It's not just me. Like we got like a little team, but like the guy that helps us, Jimmy, that helps us put all this stuff together, and obviously my business partner. It's a kind of everyone puts their thoughts in, but. The designs you'll come up with, you'll draw them. It takes like 6 to 8 weeks to get a sample, or to get the drawings like a couple of weeks, and you get the sample 6 to 8. You obviously got to get the colours in. Anyway, the sample comes back. You're looking at like 3 or 4 months just to like get the start to finish. That's if nothing goes wrong, and then you get all that kind of stuff goes into it, and that's just design. You're wearing so many different hats with a smaller team, design and then marketing and business, all that kind of stuff. So, the design I really love. Like, I mean, that's what your bread and butter is. It's like you need to have cool looking sunnies to be able to, be able to move them. And I like the fact that you can, I can sit there and pick colours that I like. I really like the crystallized look and that really luxury lifestyle kind of vibe. So yeah, I love it. I love but it is painful when you're like sitting there like, oh, do I do a tan or do a champagne in that? And you're like, you can't see it. You're like, and if I stuff this up, I've only got a few, you know what I mean?
So when you get a sample and it could potentially not look what you wanted, or is it
certain styles? Like your one isn't the acetate's not as thick as what it would be on like the Melrose or a few other ones. So the colours are. They look different on different designs, so sometimes they even look better. Sometimes when you get the sample, like wow, like that's even better than what I thought. And then obviously you're picking it off like an acetate little slab, like little pallets. So like looking at it and going, oh, how are they going to look? But the design's tricky. Got to use a different part of your brain to do it. But I enjoy it, and obviously have some assistance throughout. So, and also looking for feedback as well. Like I'll be going, what do you think, mate? And you, they're sick.
That's awesome.
Ask 10 blokes, that really love the brand and girls as well. So it is good fun. That's what I mean. There's always something to do.
Do you think being in an elite environment for so long has helped translate into like your business activity and productivity?
Oh, no doubt. I think maybe I'm sometimes too harsh. I just go like, go. There's so many things to be done. You're like, well, it's going to take a step back sometimes. Like people have only got so many hands and time to do so many things in a day. But definitely, like standards are high. I mean, where you aim is where you land is like one thing that that Ross used to say as well, and it's so true.
That's a great call.
If you want to aim for the stars and you fall short, at least like you're way higher than everyone else if they're just aiming for down low. So I mean, I want to make it the most powerful sunglass brand in Australia for sure. And it takes baby steps, but hopefully we can just keep building and keep creating cool designs.
Beautiful, mate. Well, thank you again for this pair. I'm going to be wearing them around. You'll see me in my Rick's Eyewear, folks. So if I'm driving, don't beep at me because I'm too cool now. I've got the luxury champagnes on, so I'll have the collar up. Going into, I guess, translating into the current AFL season. Pretty keen because we're kind of getting back to normality with the game, longer quarters. Obviously, we're out of the hubs and now we're getting crowds back to games. I guess I wanted to get some of your predictions for the year, but I mean, just watching it as a fan now, is it kind of fulfilling to see the game get back to normal after experiencing the hub?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Last year was a unique. You could just see blokes weren't as tired, I reckon. The game wasn't opening up. They've obviously changed a few rules, like the man in the mark rule clearly opens up the 45, so you can hit it, opens the game up.
Contentious rule, that one.
Boys are cramping hard at the moment, I can see. So I wonder how much it's too attacking and boys are fatiguing. But I don't know, man. I just watch it like a fan. Everyone's like, what do you think? I don't sit there and look at stoppage structures and team defence.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy watching the boys I'm mates with and enjoy just seeing good games of footy. Like when there's a close game, it's just so good to watch.
Yeah, bloody oath.
So I've really enjoyed that and haven't really missed the anxiety of worrying about performance on a weekend. This is the thing I was talking about Lockie Keefe at the Giants. So we're talking about like a real world. You kind of work Monday to Friday, like most jobs, not everyone, but most.
Yeah.
And then you can relax, and you know the weekend's coming, so you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel on a Friday arvo.
Yeah.
For us, we're wigging out on Wednesday about Saturday night. And then you're wigging out about Monday's review. It's like a continual.
It's no respite.
Nah, it's a different stress.
Yeah.
And it's very unique. And it's great to be able to put your body and mind under it. But it is full on. The high performance lifestyle. So it is, man. So I'm enjoying being able to just kind of relax and watch games and put the feet up on the couch. And I just go for the boys. Good to see the Giants get a win on the weekend and see Toes bag 5.
Superstar.
Yeah, he is. He looks like he's getting better. Right?
I know.
So good.
Yeah, good on him. And I'm excited to see what happens after the first few rounds. I mean, do you have a bit of a view of the top 4? Who you think's going to...
Top 4? Oh, no doubts. Melbourne's playing really well.
They look strong.
Sydney look really good. They've always had a strong culture, and they've really turned things around, I think.
Do you reckon they're going to maintain that, Sydney, though? Because they've come out of the blocks, and no one probably thought they'd be as good as what they are and knock off the teams they have.
I mean, so far they're playing a good brand of footy. It's hard to say. Some teams are getting smacked, and then they're competing with a team that just doesn't. Yeah, like Saints. Saints was an amazing win on the weekend. It's quite. I mean, that's what the AFL's done. I remember a few years, like 5 years ago, they want that. They want that game to be. They want the fans to rock up and know that this is so equal.
Yeah.
That you can't split them and you don't know what you're going to expect. And that's kind of what we're starting to see. Like you don't know who's going to win. There's a few upsets. Top 4, man. I need about another month. I feel like you can't really go from the first 4 weeks. I need
True.
You need a good sample. But I think Port looked really strong as well.
I feel like people had a lock. Had a few locks, which was like Port, Richmond, Geelong, maybe Brisbane.
Yep.
We're kind of, I don't know if that's sort of still your mould going early doors, but those pre-season, I guess a lot of people were confident on them, weren't they?
Yeah, and shorter pre-season again. So like blokes might be just starting to get their game plan going. Some teams might have got it done quicker because I don't know if they started earlier. It's hard to say, but like for the Giants, obviously love the boys in the club. They look good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They looked horrendous. I watched in Perth. They looked horrendous in Perth. But then they played a really good brand against Melbourne. They lost so many injuries and they ran out of legs. That's fine. And this week they beat Collingwood, complete upset. But I love what when they played round 3. They looked good. Their game style was good. I knew that was. I even texted Phil, I'm like, you look good. Don't worry about that. Like, I think it was 30 points. I'm like, it's not true. Like that scoreboard. And then they come out and win by 30. You can see their brand's already evolved and they might be clicking into gear with their new game plan for the year. So I reckon give it to halfway and you'll see, you'll get a good grasp on it. But I think Port Adelaide looked really strong and so did Melbourne and a couple others.
If you had to put your hat, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you had to put your hat on one to win the flag right now, early doors, if you're a betting man, who would you go with?
Ooh. No injuries, right?
No, perfect pathway.
I reckon Port look prime. Their
due,
list looks good. They're due. No injuries. They got a lot of talent. I'm going to say Port with their crowd as well.
Electric there.
They're just so good at home. they're going to be up there, and they've been up there. So, I mean, like last year, they were right there. So
they've got a bit of salt in the wound, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But it'd be good to see Melbourne. I mean, good to see Freo Giants. I mean, it's good to see any team that hasn't been there and hasn't won one for a while.
Correct.
It brings a lot of energy to the cities they're in and the game, I reckon.
Awesome, mate. Tommy Sheridan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Unlaced podcast. For those listening, I do want to give a final plug to the code for the Rick's sunglasses. So do you want to just share that, get on the Instagrams or the websites that they can purchase these awesome sunnies?
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, so WWE.
He'll be commissioner of that soon.
I was watching Logan Paul getting knocked out today. Just go to rickseyewear.com.au and at checkout if you chuck in the Unlaced.
Beautiful.
As a code, you'll get 25% off, free express shipping. That'll be all on there after this. So on the house. And yeah, thanks a lot for having me, mate. I really appreciate the time. It's been a good chat, and we'll do it again soon.
Awesome, mate. Thanks again, Tommy. Guys, get onto the website for Rick's Eyewear. They are beautiful sunnies. I've been holding them the whole time since I've got them. I'm not going to let them go far. So pleasure having Tommy on, and what a story, what a guy. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Beautiful.